right, and welcome to this month's Business and Internet Monthly Mastery Training. We're going to be talking about growing your monthly membership program. If you don't have one, we're in the Netflix generation. It's everything about owning this beautiful journey of living into what I like to call the 5 Ps: purposefully, passionately, positively, productively, and profitably too. So before we get started, I hope you like this new format, getting right up here with you, just starting out really creating, going after that bigger perspective. Why are we doing what we're doing, right? So I'm going to go over the frameworks. Today's challenge for me is to know my frameworks. And I would challenge you, if you have a monthly membership program, to know those perspective keeping frameworks. So we're going to do 2 parts of our perspective keepers. Then we're going to dive into training. Then I'm going to show you some examples of exactly what's working and what isn't with a lot of the people I'm working with. Really critical that you know this. What I review today is from results. It isn't, hey, this could be a good idea that works once. It's actually generating sales conversion, lead conversion, and also awareness, right? The big 3 that I always kind of rank towards as we think about how are we showing up in the world online or in business. We're creating awareness. Are we creating leads, making people non-anonymous in our world so that we can continue to reach out to them, continue to add value to them? And of course, without sales, guess what? We don't really have a business. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, if you don't have a piece of paper or your notes out, whatever that is, could be Evernote like I like to use, go ahead and get that set up. We're going to go through the 5 Ps, then we're going to step into ROTC, and we're going to really dial in where we're at right now in your journey. So starting with the 5 Ps, we just went over them a little bit ago. In the last 4 weeks, how purposeful have you felt in life and in business? So when we think about purpose, kind of give you a little framing here. When we think about purpose, typically the highest performers report they feel purposeful when there's 2 kinds of things going on. The first is they're improving people's lives somehow. Notice it's not about them. Like it's not about, I feel purposeful when I'm doing stuff for me. And that can be the case, but it's about helping others. You got that? So improving people's lives somehow. A lot of the people I work with, they're doing that through online programs, monthly memberships, coaching, training, teaching, thought leadership, these kind of things. A lot of people that I work with in my other company, they're doing that through really helping people with like window tinting, pool service, pest control, grout cleaning, all these kinds of things. So they're improving people's lives that way. More tactical service-oriented businesses. So the other element, outside of improving people's lives somehow, is growing people's businesses. And I'm blessed because I get to do both with you. I get to improve your life through our health, wealth, and happiness work. And I hope you like today's training on that, the 5 powerful ways to create fun and freedom. Oh, it's so gold. If you haven't watched it yet, watch the replay. Then we step into this, growing people's businesses. So I have improved people's lives, health, wealth, and happiness, growing people's businesses, business internet mastery. You got it? So purposeful, last 4 weeks for you. 0, not purposeful at all, barely have a pulse, don't really know what I'm doing, get up, look around, sleep. 10, every day, I'm either thinking about or doing things, taking action on things that help others improve their lives or grow their businesses. How are you doing in the last 4 weeks, 0 to 10? So my rating in there is an 8.5. I know I got to build the scale piece. We've been working on the foundation of it. I'll touch on some of that today. Going from what I call growth to scale in my business, in the Life Business Success Group. And boy, we're on the trail of that, making it happen. I just want to do it right and be quality and measure along the way. You know, I like to be the guy in the lab coat, testing and measuring along the way. Purpose. Next one, passion. Emotionally engaged, emotionally enthused with life, with your work, with your self-care, with your friends, with your spirit, with your hobbies, with your contribution if you volunteer, family, your love, all these life arenas that we teach. How emotionally enthused, engaged, and just filled with passion have you been in those realms in the last 4 weeks? For me, that's a 9. I've been really good about making sure when I have family here that I'm dialed into them, but I'm also doing my work. So there's like time blocking for that, and then for fun. Because I'm like, I love the quote Brendan recently posted on Instagram, something along the lines of, the grind, the grind, the grind. I may be grinding in the sense of getting a lot of work done, but I'm still enjoying life along the way. I still have positive relationships, well-being, all those kind of things. So how you been doing the last 4 weeks with passion? Good? I hope so. Number 3, bring the joy. As we teach in high performance, positivity. In the last 4 weeks, mindset-wise, just energy, output, how have you been doing in bringing the joy? Uplifting, being of a positive mindset. Course correcting, we're all human. When neutral negative thoughts come in, bringing them back. Got this. Wow, I didn't see that coming. I don't know where that came from, but I course corrected. How you been doing there? And for me, as long as I get my sleep, there's a stability there. We talked about that in the fun and freedom at work today in our other training. As long as I get my sleep, I'm dialed in. And it's so incredibly powerful when you think about it that way. Looking at myself in that little screen, making sure I'm looking good. Got that hairdo for you. Got my hair colored, or as my daughter Paige says, Dad, it's not colored, it's gray. Making sure we're dialed in here. It's a one-man show. You know how it goes. So whatever that is for you, be real with it. If anything you've rated so far is below an 8, think of one thing you can do to level that up. As I challenge in our health, wealth, and happiness training, take the things you want to do to level those up. Schedule one of them as weekly event. So let's just say you had 3 things. To be more purposeful, I'm going to do something. To be more passionate, got to re-engage. To bring the joy, I've got to dial in my sleep. Got to dial in, hydrate, and eat right. Because, man, I feel like crap. So maybe week 1, we dial in, bring in the joy. Eating right, that kind of thing. Week 2, we dial in, getting more engaged in life. Week 3, we dial in, being more purposeful. Just breaking it out. The thing I love is we have 52 opportunities every year, if we set weekly challenges or goals, to really go through and own it, you know? Hope that helps. It's such a nice little tidbit of tactic. 4, productivity. Going after our life's work. Remember, in high performance, productivity isn't about getting more done. It's not necessarily. It's about getting the right things done. So if you go back to our high performance planner and our high performance worksheet, the 1-page productivity plan, there's projects that are your dreams. There's the people you need to reach out to or you're waiting on to move those dreams forward. And then there's the responsibilities, the priorities every day that you have to take care of. Now, these priorities may not be connected to your projects, but they're just the stuff we got to do every day to move things along. You know, take the kids to school, go to work, come home, make dinner, those kind of things. But the highest performers are real clear when you think of productivity that they're either emotionally connecting with and or moving their projects or dreams forward. So projects or dreams. Some people, this is kind of funny, some people have said my project or dream is my man, project 1. Gal I was coaching, she said, Char, I'm single and I want to find my dream man. And that became project 1. And we laid out the 5 big moves and she laid out the way she was going to communicate, who she was going to be. I thought that was awesome. And guess what? Through our coaching journey, she found the man and built that relationship on the best practices of what she could do. She always, just as a total side note for you, she sidetracked herself in relationships and lost her own identity. That was her tradition. I don't know if you ever had that, maybe when you were younger, maybe now. I don't know where you're at. No judgment, but the idea is that we get into a relationship and then all of a sudden we lose our friends, lose our own identity, we get sucked into this, just the relationship itself, right? So she was so proud of herself, and I was too, because we worked on that. But she was productive because she was working on the man. She also wanted to go after entrepreneurial dreams. That was project 2. And project 3 was to get masterful in accounting because that's what her craft was at the time. Does that all make sense? So I want to make sure you see the bigger picture here in terms of what productivity is. So I'd love to know in the last 4 weeks, what is that for you? Have you been moving forward on your big dreams, projects, goals? Have you been living in your priorities? What is it? 0? What projects? Oh, I just react to the chaos of life. 10, I'm in command of my ship. I'm going after it. Good so far? Oh, I'd love to know your rating. So if you're feeling up for it, comment below. If you're watching the replay, just throw them in the comments. All right, final piece, profitability. I always like to think of profitability this way, in that our business is, if you have your own business or your income, whatever that is for you, you have enough to cover break even. Maybe you're in a shared situation where you're with a spouse and they're bringing in money too, but you both have enough to cover break even. The basic living expenses, everything you need to survive. And then you have enough to have some fun money. Travel, go to dinner, the movies, whatever that is for you. And then on top of that, you're saving at least 10% for the future. At least 10%. David Bach will teach you about 20-25. If you can do that, gold. So profitability-wise, when you really dive deep, it's income minus expenses in the easiest definition. We have money that we're making, right? So how have you been doing the last 4 weeks at being profitable? 0? Yeah. Racking up credit card debt on a downward spiral. 10, owning it. I actually have everything automated. Like when money checks or income comes in, my bills are auto paid, my 401k is funded, or whatever it is, my retirement. And we got a bank account that's automatically populated for fun. We call it the Freedom and Fun account. That's a good name, isn't it? So what'd you do? How'd you do? I'd love to know. Go ahead, share below. Let me know exactly what that is for you. And if there's anything I can do to help you, you know I'm here to support you, take care of you, kind of give you illustration, look around corners you might not be seeing, challenge you, that's the coach in me, and just take care of you. I was raised by 2 very wonderful people who demonstrated unconditional love. Obviously my parents, that was my grandparents. My parents were really good at that too. So there's a lot of that. They just lived their life to improve other people's lives. And they didn't say that, they just did it. And I know in my heart I have to live to that legacy and be here for you and help you down your path. Cool? Now what I want to do is kind of pivot here and go after the relationship plus offers equals transactions times consistency. So if you're new to that formula, the way I like to write it is R plus O equals T, in parentheses, times C, consistency. So let's break it down. Relationships plus offers equals transactions times consistency. That's the heart of any business. Every business has relationships. Whether it's B2B, where you're business to business, or B2C, business to consumer, the heart of it is relationships. And our job as thought leaders, program creators, coaches, entrepreneurs, is to ensure we have the right relationships. We're going and facilitating conversation. And we're using what I like to call, and we'll go over that here. You can see it, yeah. Struggle to ambition kind of context. So common relationship that we would go through and the way we would talk is, hey, are you struggling with something? Oh, okay, let's talk about that for a while. What's possible here for you? Do you need some help? Are you struggling with something? What's possible here for you? Do you need some help? And that third piece is where you bring in the O, your offer. Hey, I got something that will help you. It's a 12-session coaching program. It's a monthly membership program that will take you from where you're at and start on the path of where you want to be. And I can't wait to help you, support you, serve you, whatever that would be. Now, our job as entrepreneurs is to assure, in light of our topic today, that we're creating quality relationships, not quantity necessarily, quality. We have one offer, our monthly program, and we have from that infinity transactions. So let me break that down. We have, let's just say 100 people that have bought our offer, monthly program, let's say $97 a month. That's about $10,000 a month in income, transactions, right? On rebill, so the transactions just keep happening, that's $120K a year, if I did my math right. Our job in the outer part of that formula is to do that work consistently. Consistently build the relationships, consistently go after the offer, like promote the offer, tune the offer, and continually build transactions. And if you do it in a recurring way, those transactions happen automatically every month. It takes just as much energy to create one relationship for one sale, like one time they purchase, as it does to create one relationship for somebody who's going to be paying you every month. You follow that? When I heard that, I was like, mind blown. So now let's break it down. In the last 4 weeks for you, relationship-wise? How have you been doing at creating, building, maintaining exceptional relationships? If you go back to our business assessment, we talk about with past customers, which is tricky for a lot of people. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Current customers, new customers. Like when we have a person that just comes on board, are we still maintaining a great level of relationship? Those kinds of things. So really want you to think about that. How you been doing? 0, don't have any relationships, not doing much. 10, I've got a customer experience defined and it's systemized and I live into it. Ooh, isn't that gold? Oh, part of my exceptional business model is creating systems that are automated, but still personal. And we're blessed to be able to do that work today in email funnels and stuff like that, where we can have the communication, do all that kind of work. And it's automated, yet still personal. Cool? Awesome. So we have relationships, offers. How well have you defined your offer? Have you tested it? Have you measured it? Have you added bonuses to it? Are you promoting it consistently? We'll talk about that today. And then finally, how well are you doing on transactions? So you should have a rating here, 0 to 10 on relationships, 0 to 10 on how well your offers are defined and performing, and then how well those transactions are coming in. Like 0 to 10, have you been growing transactions in the last month? Have you been losing some? That'd be a downtick in terms of your rating. Do you have a good downsell? We're going to talk about that today. Want to make sure I'm dialing it all in for you. This may be a lot for you. And then wrapped in consistently. How well are you doing this over the long term? Consistently over the long term. Very much a part of our definition of high performance, and our definition of high performance living. Full engagement, joy, confidence, consistently. What's that? Consistently over the long term. By the way, that's my word of the year. So living into that, really working it. And as I say that, I hit my note. I have to do my post. I think I did. I'll double check that. Because that's been my sort of demarcation line of consistently, these micro habits. Anyhow, that all being said, that's the perspective part of our work today. How'd you do? But I'd love for you to share. And if there's any parts in these elements that you're just like, man, I'm stumbling, then that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to pick you back up, hold your hand, whatever I got to do, get you back on track, rocking it. So what I'd love to do now is we'll dive into the training and the tactics, and I'm going to go ahead and set up so we can also look at the big screen. So the way it's going to work, we're going to do off the whiteboard, then we're going to go to the big screen. So I'm going to be one-man show, taking care of the camera, rocking it out with you. How do we do so far today? You feeling good about this? You like this format? I hope so. I love just looking at you, being here in the conversation with you and owning it. Cool, let's get started on training. You are awesome. You rock. Let's see if we can get this camera lined up. We'll dial in just a little bit here. And in focus. Oh, I love this. Panasonic Lumix GH5. Rocking it. And we'll go ahead and move that. All right. So here we go into the training part of our work today. Very, very critical that we go over the basic steps here. I got my red marker. And the first thing that I want you to be very aware of is the overarch for everything we're doing in a monthly program. So many people skip this step and wonder why their monthly programs fizzle. And it's because you have to have a very clear, what we call ambition line. You have to be really clear in the offer or the overarch of what you're offering the world of how you're going to help people improve their life and or grow their business. As I said, I do both. So in my Life and Business Mastery, it says it all in the title. Life and Business Mastery Program, Mastery Community, these things. Very clear. It's all about continued mastery on life or in life and in business and online too. Because in today's world, business really has an online component. And a lot of businesses are just online. Does that all make sense? So I want to make sure you're real clear, kind of going back to the basics, the power themes here. Are your program, is your monthly program really well defined around what it does to help improve the world? And is it connective? Some people are like, I help, I was trying to think of one great example that kind of fizzled. Can't really think of one, but some people are just so generic and vague, they don't have the emotional connection to it. I'm really connected to helping you master life and business and your online work. So that's the ambition. Now we have the different constructs for that. Health, wealth, and happiness, right? That's the life work. Business internet mastery, the business work. We also have the life assessment, the business assessment, the online assessment. And then every month we're building the case for this. I'm listening to what you're saying, providing training, doing Q&A to move you across that ambition line. So that's the big piece to this, right? Is having a very clear ambition line and very clear offers that help people at various degrees of depth. So for example, if people join your monthly program, you're probably not able to support them one-on-one because that's not leverage. And a monthly program is leverage, meaning that you're helping many with 1 hour of training a month, maybe 1 hour of Q&A a month, and maybe coaching 1 hour, 2 hours a month. And that's 4 hours a month. They pay a monthly fee. You get a bunch of people. Boom, that's leverage. You follow? So what I want you to consider as we step into what's working today is think micro struggles. So inside of your bigger ambition, I'm going to write it in over here too, in our tactics, we have to come up with micro struggles. Now, what does that actually mean? So in my 10-day health, wealth, and happiness challenge, which is also the Wheel of Perspective, I developed that tool after I built the challenge as just a great visual to see exactly where you're out of line, you know? If your wheel isn't big and round, then you got some issues. And let's work those. So the micro struggle here is, what are the areas that I need to consider to get more masterful in life? And I would also say in business, because part of that perspective keeper is the business piece. Does that make sense? So what is that? And then I define those 10 areas. Number one, we know in life and business you need sleep. You need to be hydrating. You need to be eating nutrient-rich, energizing food. You need to be exercising. You need to be taking breaks. You need to dial in happiness. And happiness in my challenge is where we introduce thought leadership. The happiness, or the trifecta of happiness. What we call that learn, create, share. Learn, create, share. And the sharing is how entrepreneurs can make money. I share things that help people. And if you want the how-to in the methodology that I use, that is what you pay for. Or if you want help along that path, that's what you pay for. So you see how we're breaking down this bigger ambition into what we call a micro struggle. So I kind of want to set the stage for you here. In some of the examples I'm going to share with you today, one of the people that I work with, Angie, she's amazing. So I would think 25, 30 years in the business, physiology. She's certified in physiology. She's done 27 Ironmans, if I remember right, 3 world championships, a bazillion triathlons. Like, it's just crazy what she does, but she's also incredibly wise, intelligent, and helpful towards people living healthy, well, and fit. And she always says health, wellness, and fitness in a multi-sport lifestyle. Her goal, and she does such a wonderful job with this, is to vary up how you're working your body and keep your mind in tune as you're doing this work. So her micro challenges or micro struggles, 2 of them that we've created so far, have turned into really powerful online tools to create new relationships through offers. So let me kind of break that down for you. Maybe a little confusing. We debuted her Fit and Fresh challenge. This is, I believe it was 14 days, where she broke down in the kitchen, and we filmed it all. Every day, some ideas and some tactics, like recipes and foods that support your energy, your health, and really support if you're like an athlete too. Not that everybody who watches is an athlete, but that's the concept. You follow? So we just want to make sure we're dialing that in. And it's really critical that she took them on baby steps through the process, recognizing that some people will be brand new to all this, like, they eat fast food, that's what I got. So the micro struggle here was, let's get you from where you're at. I don't know where you're at, but let's just assume maybe the lowest common denominator. You're not eating healthy and your energy is tanked. 2, eating healthier, feeling more fit and fresh, more alive. You follow? So that 14-day challenge worked through specifics towards that ambition under her whole arc of health, wellness, and fitness in a multi-sport lifestyle. As soon as people get through that, then they go into, and it's actually going, right now it's being debuted, a 20-day core challenge. core meaning the middle part of your body. Because here's what she knows. The core is incredibly important in every aspect of life. Whether you're walking, sitting, a lot of people complain of back pain. A lot of people, especially that are overweight, complain of issues when they get older and even younger, but older typically, in the back and here, gut issues, those kind of things. And the core is very important. So first she wanted to set the stage to get you fit and fresh. Here's the kind of map. The second challenge is the core challenge. So she's going to be building other challenges. She also has in her online program, her online monthly program, these are the challenges and they get sent out one step a day. So one part of the challenge a day. If it's a 14-day challenge, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, all the way to day 14. Then we take a little break. Then we go into 20-day challenge. So this is set on evergreen. And that means that it's set to deliver automatically. So with everything I just said, I kind of want to make it real for you. If you're building or have a monthly membership program, one of the things that's working today are these challenges. I'm breaking out micro struggles, asking maybe your membership base, what are they struggling with? And then saying, how can I build that into a challenge? And if you're drawing a blank here, do not worry. Our Q&As are built for this. Vision, strategy, and planning around the struggles. I got pretty masterful in this over the years. I'm more than willing to help you there. Does that all make sense so far? I hope it does. Because that has worked very well for her for getting sales conversion. So here's the kind of thing, I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit here. These challenges, 7, 10, 14, 20, these are the numbers that seem to be working well, just the way they map into a work week. Like this 10-day can wrap around a weekend or 2 weekends. It can start on a Saturday where people have more chance of actually doing it because they're not in their work week, if that makes sense. And then you can end on like the following Saturday, Sunday, like the following Monday, or you can start on a Friday and end on the following Sunday. Does that make sense how the 10 days would map? So what we're trying to do is get more weekend time in that challenge. You follow? There's a little bit of psychology to that. Just so you know, you may be this person. During the work week, yeah, challenge. I don't have time for that. On the weekend, let me revisit. Let me get in. Let me go after. Does that all make sense? I just want to make sure you get it. So what we're finding, I'm going to have a little bit of delicious fresh French press coffee, is that these numbers seem to work best for challenges. That is so delicious. My lovely lady makes this French press. It's tasty. I love it. These challenges and those numbers seem to work well. Here's another tip. What we did with her, and we're doing these micro launches, or mini launches, I guess we're calling it, is we do a what is it? It's $1 trial, and I think I put it up here, 7-day trial. So $1 for 7 days. So you get to taste the challenge, and if you decide you like it, boom, you're automatically billed. This is something you can do in Kajabi and many of the programs. $1 for 7 days, and then after that, it's $37, $57, $97 a month. And what happens is people get brought into the challenge, and if it's over 7 days, like 10 days, they kind of want to finish the challenge, so they stay. 14 days, yeah, this challenge is gold. I love what they're doing. It's really, really powerful. Thanks so much. But the dollar was able to reduce the risk, reduce the, it's too big of a commitment, just to get them in, to get them going, to get them along your ambition line. Does that make sense? I want to make sure we're dialing this in for you. So a couple things I'm going to recap for you as adult learning theory tells us we should. First, think of the micro struggles. And if you don't know what those are, ask your people. Like in business, what do I need to even start with to start a business? So you can bet that I'm working on, almost done with, a 14-day, it might be a 20-day business startup challenge. And I'm so excited about it because it really helps remove pain and go after ambition along the lines of what we teach. So that's a struggle, right? That's kind of a bigger ambition. It's not like a mini struggle within that. A mini struggle within creating a business would be doing the website. Guess what I have? The webstarterkit.com. We're rebuilding that whole course. I built that course back in 2012. So that's a micro struggle within the bigger picture of building a business. Cool? So by the end of 2019, I hope to have all these things rebuilt and up so that you got that struggle. Boom, we got this, got that. So we've kind of fit all the pieces into building a healthy presence, healthy online presence that helps you have a profitable business. Follow how this is connected? So going back to this, we have the idea that there's a 7, 10, 14-day or 20-day challenge, and every day is one step, about 2 to 8 minutes long. It's just a quick little, hey, you got to be aware of this. Here's a story around it. Here's some training, just a little bit of training. Here's your challenge with today's topic. Next up, another day, different theme, story related to theme, challenge, and training, and then challenge. And in my 10-day Health, Wealth, and Happiness Challenge, if you haven't taken it yet, go ahead and grab it. I'll make sure to link it below in the replay. That is really critical. It follows that formula exactly. The first day's theme, sleep. There's a story around it. I was a night owl. I'm not now. I filmed that in the Master Suite, which is hilarious. Some distinctions, which are training, and then a challenge at the end. So theme, sleep, story, training or distinctions, and challenge. Second day, hydration. Third day, eating. Fourth day, exercise. Fifth day, breaks. Sixth day, happiness. So we're building the case. By the end of it, and I've gotten so much feedback over that challenge, that they're like, oh my gosh, this was awesome. I do have to double up. And maybe because it's 10 days, 10 weeks, every week, you've scheduled priorities. This week I'm concentrating on sleep. This week I'm concentrating on hydration. You feel how this kind of connects and helps people down the ambition path of having a healthy, wealthy, happy life? I hope you do, because this is so powerful. So then, of course, we have that dollar trial. So the way we've been working it, just so you have an idea what works here, is that we go through and assure there's one day out of the month where the dollar trial is active. So we'll give them, as we teach in internet marketing, VVVS. Value, 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 sale. So on a Tuesday, we'll send out an email that's got a video clip, maybe from the challenge or something else. Hey guys, here's something you need to be aware of if you're trying to just feel better in life or go after this goal of tightening up your body, being more fit, right? And it's a little video clip that goes through some things following that TSTC, theme, story, training, or distinction, challenge. And then Thursday, we send another email with a video, just helping them again, different video, different topic, different theme. And then maybe on Saturday, we send them another video. All those are value videos, just helping them, nothing for sale here. Saturday we teased, hey, tomorrow I got something special opportunity, special surprise, special announcement for you. Sunday at 7:30, at 1 o'clock, and at 8 p.m., we send out an email. The first one, it says, hey, today only I'm offering, if you like what you've seen, access to that challenge along with my online monthly program where you'll get much more. In Angie's case, she has biking, swimming, and running videos, activations, key perspectives, all these things that help you down that ambition path. And it's all available on your mobile device. So if you're on your bike, you have one of those little mounts, you can be there and make sure you're doing it right. Make sure you're changing your tire tube right when it blows, as it will if you're biking 40, 50 miles a day. Some of these guys are going nuts, going after it. But you see what we did there? So that first email on Sunday is just this kind of shot across the bow. Hey guys, today only, dollar trial. If you like what you've seen, get in and give it a try. Second email goes out around 1:30, answers the common questions that people have. Hey, so what does this exactly include in this membership? Da, 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 da. And there's a page built that showcases it. I'll try to bring that up for you. And then the third email at 8 p.m., got 4 hours left. 4 hours left to take advantage of this deal. Here's what we found. People didn't get the email on Sunday, and they signed up on Monday full price. People that did get the email on Sunday signed up for the dollar trial. And really critical here, they stayed past the 7 days, each of them. We've run this twice now. And the first time, the people that got in, they stayed past 7 days, so they paid the dollar, and then they paid the monthly fee, and then they paid it again. So that means they're connected, and they see the value. You see how we did that? And I know that probably was quick. VVVS tied to a dollar trial for 7 days for a challenge. So I hope you're seeing how this stacks. If you're confused about this, that's what our Q&A is for. If you're trying to decide what you could do here, that's what I'm here for, and our Q&As. So comment below, because I can even help you through the comments with this. Just whip out a quick comment that would help others as they see the answer that I give towards your betterment, but also really building the case for, okay, I'm doing this. What kind of challenges could I create? I can whip these things out and I brainstorm those like crazy. So I hope you're seeing as we step into the challenges part of what's working, how this stacks. So let's take a step back for a minute, get big picture, and understand the themes of monthly membership programs. I just want to make sure we don't gloss over that as the big picture. Why are we doing this? The first, even Metallica has joined the bandwagon with monthly membership program. I think in the email I sent out for this training, I saw it. I'll try to include it in the replay as well. We're in the Netflix generation. And if you do not have a monthly membership program and you have the capacity to create one, you're missing out big time. More than that, you're missing on the ability to help beautiful people who look to you for direction in a leveraged way. And that, if you really get into living purposefully, that's the magic. That's the magic. Next up is recurring revenue equals personal freedom. And I know I don't know that you've heard my story, but my story is pretty clear. Once I got clear on recurring revenue, 92, put it in action in 94 and 95, built the internet service provider business, Internet Services in Michigan. We debuted that August 1st of 1995, my birthday. Took our first order, I think, pretty quickly thereafter. By September, we had maybe 100 subscribers already. Over the course of, 5 total years, we had 10,000 subscribers paying us around $20 a month. Do the math. On October 10th, 2000, that business, Internet Services in Michigan, got acquired by a bigger business, and I basically retired. Like, no financial worry, right? That's the magic here. But I recognized very quickly that I needed to work with technology and to work with people to feel purposeful. So after I got over the dry out period of coming off that massive business that I didn't really know how, I knew how to do the tactics, but I wasn't a good manager or entrepreneur then. I learned through the School of Hard Knocks. Once I got that down, and I'm like, if I'm going to do it again, here's how I'm going to do it. So I took a year and a half to build another business and then really go after that Internet Services Group. That was in 2002-03. In 2012, started this company, Life Business Success Group. Every one of my businesses has recurring revenues as a core component. And it affords me a ton of freedom. And I just can't thank you and our beautiful master community and the people that believe in us and my other business to really help us down that path. But I'm very clear on the fact that, and that's where I was coming back to, that we're helping them really in the bigger picture. A lot of people in our other company, Internet Service Group, they're about online presence, but we're also helping them in their lives, in their business. You see how it all connects? So it's like a huge value add. So I hope you're seeing it. You have the opportunity right now to get in on the Netflix generation if you're not already. Really help people down their path. And this is some ideas of what's working. Yeah, it requires some work. I know you can do it. I know you can. I've seen people who are like, I would never be able to do that. And they're on video. And they're doing it like I'm doing it. Like extemporaneous speaking for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. 6, 7 years down the road. And it took a lot of time, a lot of energy. But they got masterful there. Are you excited about this? You know I'm here to support you. To help you. To give you like looking around corners. Take care of you. This is everything. Today. To do the work. To live purposefully, passionately, positively, productively, and profitably if you want it. Hope you want it. Next up, consistently over the long term. And this is everything towards keeping members happy, having high levels of customer retention. Your job is to connect that this is a journey, not a destination, and I'm in it with you for the long term. And to show it. I think I've done a decent job at this. People are struggling. They're like, Charlie, I'm like, let's get on a call. Let's go after it. Let's check in. Let's make sure we're assessing where you're at and where you want to be and calling you out. If you're not going after your goals, let's just get on it and go after it and make it real. Consistently over the long term. I kind of think about, when I think about that, I think about unconditional love. Like I have an unconditional love for you on your path, wherever it is, towards your betterment, towards you feeling fulfillment, you feeling like, geez, somebody's got my back, somebody's supporting me, having the growth conversation, not bringing judgment, helping you down your journey as an entrepreneur, right? Just that whole thing. And it gets me so excited because I know what's possible. I know what has happened for me and I've seen what happened for others when they get aligned, get direction, and then go and test and measure. Test and measure, improve and remove, test and measure, improve and remove. So I hope that helps. And of course, this is all based on everything we've been doing today. The big picture, thematically, is these 5 Ps. I always find that if people dial in and align the first 4, purpose, passion, positivity, productivity, profitability happens automatically. As long as you've got clear offers and you're emotionally connected to them and you're always having the conversation. This conversation. Hey, so what are you struggling with? What does it look like if you get that right? Do you want some help? Like that arc. I like what we created in my 0 to 100K. Every interaction is an opportunity to serve. And when we expound on serve, that means to ask the right questions, to acknowledge somebody's struggle, to maybe talk to them about what's possible, help brainstorm and co-create a bigger ambition, that's the A, and then say, I can help you, or direct them somewhere that they can be helped, and maybe you get commission or affiliate income on that path. You follow? So I hope this is all landing for you, because I know we're diving deep, 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 but I really want to make sure we're getting some emotional fuel, catalyst for this bigger picture of a monthly membership program. That being said, let's dive right back into the next piece. And I want to make sure best practices today at a fundamental level for higher tiered, higher priced monthly membership programs have these 2 components and sometimes a third. They have a monthly training component where you're taking the information, the feedback from the people that are in your community, even if it's 2 or 3 people that are in your mastery program, and you're saying, what is it you're struggling with most? And you're building curriculum around it. So the curriculum is built the way, if you build it the way I do, there's a perspective piece that helps them understand why we're doing this in the first place along your ambition line. So today we went over the 5 Ps and ROTC, that's perspective. Then there's training, and then there's tactics. And it's adult learning theory says you got to start big picture, get emotional fuel as to why. Then you want to dive into things that support that. All of this we're covering here supports the 5 Ps and ROTC, right? And then we got to give you challenges, tactics. Here's your marching orders. And a lot of trainers miss that. And we want to make sure we got that. And we got 5 plus a bonus for you today. Cool? All right. That being said, the last piece here is the optional monthly coaching. In best practices for higher tier, this is 97, 197, 297, they add monthly Q&A. Because you're giving your audience the capacity to reach out, at least ask questions that you'll answer live. And I didn't put live here because you don't have to do this live, but if you do it live, there's even more value there. And as you know, for me, I just mark off the afternoon 2 times a month, and we just go. Sometimes that's an hour and a half, sometimes it's 5 hours. Doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure questions are answered thoroughly and you're taken care of, but there's a higher price point to that. Cool? If I just did monthly training and then didn't do that, which is what a downsell that we've created, is called the monthly program, not the mastery community. So I don't want to confuse you, but I'm going to go over that with you in just a little bit of how we're working that new part in as a downsell for people that I don't need the Q&A, I just need some direction. So here's a lower price point for you. So we'll park that for a minute. We'll come back to it. Also, third, optional monthly coaching. So high performance coaching. We do that once or twice a month. Typically, the way this all works out, we have a Saturday today where we're doing training and then Q&A. And then usually a Wednesday or 2 a month, we're doing coaching. And in the last Wednesday of the month, usually we have another Q&A. What I found is that when we do our usually second Saturday of the month, this month it's the 3rd, we do second Saturday of the month and last Wednesday. I'm giving you enough time. Like there's not too much time in between Q&As, so you feel supported, loved, cared for, served, and helped, and what else? Challenged. Taking care of you. That's my number 1 priority. You follow? So that's kind of best practices today for a higher price point monthly program. If you want a lower price point monthly program, you take out Q&A and coaching, right? It might just be training and then maybe some bonus material, whatever that would be. Maybe a bonus course every so often or a challenge every couple months, whatever that would be. So I just want to make sure we set the stage there. Now, if you have an online program, what we're finding is working is what we call price juxtaposing the online program with the membership monthly program offer. So what does that actually mean? It means that I have a program I'm creating called the Life Mastery Course, which is a 7-week course that goes into each of those elements in my life assessment very deeply, like an hour, hour and a half per item on a weekly training. So for example, the first item in my life assessment is now. I am where I thought I'd be at this point in my life. I feel like I'm the best version of myself for me, those I love and care for, and the world. And we're going to go deep, deep, deep on just those statements and bringing them to life through exercises, stories, and really specific tactics. That just with the now statement, hour-long training. So that course is going to sell for $997, 3 pay of $397. Or you can join the community at $297. If you want, you can do a discount for your founding member program. If you remember any of our previous training, we started with founders at $97 a month, then we went to early adopters at $197, and now we're locked at $297 a month for our monthly mastery community, Life and Business Monthly Mastery. So then we're price juxtaposing that. And you might be saying, well, why would you offer that $97 a month for them to get the course? But here's the thing, and very important you note this distinction, that they get access to the course while they're a member. They don't get to keep the course. If they buy it here and here, they would get to keep the course. They get access to it while they're a member, and they get so much more. But if we go back to recurring revenue equals personal freedom, our job is to keep people for the long term, because here's what we know. Most people do not change on their own in a small 7-week course, in a 10-week course. They make baby steps, but they need support for the long haul. That's why you're doing a benefit to them by telling them in explicit terms, you get access to the course, but more importantly, as you're doing the course, you get other level of help when the course stops. I'm going to be there every month answering your questions as you're going through, kind of building this thing as you move along. Does that make sense? So it's really critical. This is working very well today with a couple people we're working with. Price juxtaposition towards the membership, and then you get the recurring per month. Now, if you take out the $97 founder, that's a really good price point. $97 for the course, $397 for 3 pay, or $297 a month. Oh, I can try it, essentially. Try the course for $297 and get the other support as well. In my case, you get access to our libraries. You get access to Health, Wealth, and Happiness, Business Internet Mastery. You get to go through season 1. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then you also get access to high performance coaching. And we're doing that live. And you can also start at the core. If you're familiar with that framework, you start at focus. All this stuff helps towards the bigger ambition of you having a life and business that's masterful and really owning it. You see, I'm so excited about this. I hope it's not going over. If it is, just let me know. Comment below and I'll describe it, help you in that regard. So that's everything that I wanted to make sure we touched on from the training aspect today. Real quick recap. Struggle to ambition. There's a big overarch of your monthly program, and it's to help them for the long term along this path. Mine is Life and Business Mastery. Taking care of you every turn, every struggle you hit, I'm there for you. If we break it down, there's a specific challenge, and there will be 2 of them. Another one being built, the Business Startup Challenge. But there's a specific micro struggle. What do I have to concentrate on to have a great life? 10 areas. 10 areas. And it's all broken down into what I had to do to really own it. Does that make sense? Awesome. Let me check the camera real quick. I want to make sure we're dialed in. Oh yeah, all good. When you're running your own show, you got to make sure. So that being said, now what I'd love to do is go in the tactics, then we'll go to the big screen and kind of show it to you, and we'll wrap this beautiful baby up and own this for you. So the very first thing is you got to define or refine your offer. And what I'm specifically talking about under this context is this guy. So if you need help tuning your offer or really getting behind it, kind of journaling on it, owning it, let me know. I'll be happy to break that out with you. I'll be happy to sort of battle test your offer. Did you think about this? Are you going to include this? Is this how you're going to approach that? What are you going to do in the first 3 months of your monthly training? Well, we can sort that vision, strategy, and plan out. Second, brainstorm 1 to 5 micro struggles along the bigger ambition line. So in my life, or in my program, Life and Business and Online Mastery, there's the life piece, the micro struggles. Where do I start? What do I do? What area should I concentrate on? The 10-day Health, Wealth, and Happiness Challenge helps you there. Next, in business, I don't know where to start. Get in the monthly program, the very first season of Business Internet Mastery. Guess what it is? The startup, like start here, essentially. The areas you need to focus on. The 3 levels of income, the 3 levels of income, Level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 2 is passive revenue. Level 1 is trading time for money, and so on. And then tying it to break even, comfort, and dream levels of income. And I kind of go over that all in that first training. So it really helps set the stage for what you got to concentrate on. The business startup challenge, though, is really going to break it down in small steps. So by the end of that, you're like, oh, wow, didn't know those things. Wouldn't have started there. Get it. You follow? So your job is to think about these micro struggles. What are the micro struggles? If you're drawing a blank here, let me know, because I'll be able to kind of course correct or help you or whatever that would be for you. Third, break out moves. So bigger moves and baby steps. So in high performance, we always teach the idea of going from a place of challenge, frustration, struggle to a place of ambition. That's the core of what we call our persuasion formula. So what we have to figure out is if you're going to build a website, let's bump this out even further. If you're going to build a healthy online presence, what are the parts? Your struggle is, I don't have a healthy online presence, I need one. The bigger moves would be, first, we've got to go through and create offers. Typically, we got to do that in a website. Second would be build a website with those offers. Third would be to build maybe a blog. Fourth would be to go out and develop a strategy towards promotion, marketing. Fifth would be take action. See, those are the big moves, and then we go into each of those moves and make baby steps. Does that help? I just want to make sure you get this. So when we think about breaking out moves and baby steps to forward from S to A, that helps us think about, okay, what are the baby steps that they would need? And if you have a connection of 5 baby steps, and I'll break this out for you along the lines of my analogy in just a minute, that can be its own challenge. So the build a website in 5 days challenge, I actually have that schematic out, like I've planned that out, is the structure would be day 1. The structure is day 1, and then we go into what are we going to put in each page. So we have this specific worksheet that I give for that. And then and I actually have people do that work before they even choose a platform to put the website on. Get out Word, here's the structure, home, services, about us, contact us, learn, or frequently asked questions. Here is what you got to think through for each of the pages you want to put in. Now, part 3 in this challenge would be pick a platform. Wix, Jimdo, Weebly, whatever, Squarespace. I think Squarespace, yeah. These kind of things. Now, part 4, put everything in. Here's how you want to do it, best practice. Part 5, optimize and post. Optimize the site. Now go over the basic practices of SEO and post it. And then share it. Does that all make sense? So it's kind of like breaking out the micro struggle of how do I even go approach building a website. And in 5 days, I just simplified a process that's very complicated for a lot of people. So I just want to make sure we're kind of mapping this for you. If that's not landing for you, let me know. We'll go over that in questions and answers. Next, create your question mark day challenge. Aim for 2 to 8 minutes a day. We found that's the part where people stay watching. When they see a 12-minute video, a 15-minute video, I just noticed in mine, one of my videos is longer in my 10-day challenge, the viewership goes down. They're like, oh, that's a big commitment. 2 to 8 minutes, if you can cover, a quick theme, a quick story, even one training point and then challenge them on it, beautiful. Angie does a masterful job at this in her challenge, by the way. And then 5, once you get that done, test the dollar trial with the challenge like we did here. Does that make sense? And if you need help kind of setting that up, let me know. I can quickly make a training video on how we did that in Kajabi, and it works out really well. It's pretty simple to do in Kajabi. And then finally, the last part of what I want to cover, and then we'll go to the big screen, is the idea that if you've developed a monthly, let's call mine what it is, the Mastery Community, and somebody says, hey, Char, I don't want to be part of the Mastery Community anymore, go ahead and cancel my subscription, they may still want access to the library. And a couple people in our program have done just that. And so that's how I'm qualifying what we call the monthly program. So let me give you a differential here. We have, going forward, we have our Mastery Community where you get the Q&A, you get my support, you get 2 times a month with me, all this stuff. That's the community, and you're helping each other out. But then there's the Mastery Program that just includes access to the libraries without the interaction for a lower price point. And that's a downsell. I wouldn't probably ever market that alone. I may do that in the future because I really need to make sure people, at least in the first 6 months to a year, are getting the support if they really want to go after their ambitions, that they're getting the support from me. Like I would feel like I'm doing a disservice if they just got in the program. But if they've been through it, they got to where they want to be, and they just want to make sure they have access to the newer trainings as the replays come out. They don't get to go in the live cast. They don't get to do the Q&As. That's the downsell. Does that all make sense? And that keeps subscribers and keeps them on the ambition. So I just want to make sure you kind of got that. That's just another quick tip that's working right now. And I want to make sure I took care of you. Whew. All that being said, that was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? Thank you so incredibly much for your attention, rocking it out with me today. I want to make sure we'll flip over to the big screen, give you a couple examples of this, and then we'll shut things down. All right? All right, let's go ahead and do that. Love being here with you, rocking it out. We'll get the big screen in focus. Make sure it's in focus, and there it is. Excellent. All right. Got the laptop right here. Let's see if I can bring it up. All right. So we have, as we pop over here, these are the challenges that we've set up. I'm going to come back here so I'm not blocking. Can you see me? Yeah, good. These are the challenges that we've set up as I described them, the Fit and Fresh Challenge and the Core Challenge. So here's the Fit and Fresh Challenge. 14 days where we're dialing things in right in the kitchen. Here's day 1. Angie's got all this beautiful fruits and veggies, nuts, all this kind of stuff. And today, it's the shopping list, the overview of what you're going to need as we go through the challenge, day 1. And that video is about 9 minutes. So it's kind of setting the stage for it. Over here, we have the Core Challenge. So the basic premise is that, hey guys, for $1 trial, you can go into and see the first 7 days, and if you decide to stay, you'll see the rest, our Fit and Fresh Challenge, where we help you dial in recipes, ways of making things, but also the mindset behind feeling more energy, more vibrance, more zest in life through just what you put in your face and the thought about how you approach that behaviorally. Cool? Then we take a little break. So we'll take 14 days. We take maybe and we haven't decided on this yet, but it's probably going to be a 2-week break for month 2. Then we start the 20-day challenge. Hey guys, now we're going to pivot, if you're still a member, to the 20-day challenge. Also, as part of our program, at any time, you have access to our training library, our video library, which has the challenges and beginner schedule training, core corrective and strength training. So more specifics, if you go into that, you get to see all kinds of goodies, core exercises, corrective exercises, glutes, hamstrings, IT bands, pretzel stretch, towel stretch, those kinds of things. All these different videos. You also get, if you're going for, and we're just debuting, the last one doesn't have a picture just yet. I'm just in editing mode with it. But we have running, swimming, and biking, which is all the 3 components of a triathlete. But it lives into her goal, health, wellness, fitness in a multi-sport lifestyle. You follow? Even if you're not going for a triathlon, let's vary up how you're activating your body and really go after that. Does that make sense? Isn't that cool? And I'm so proud of her. We've been working diligently on getting this out, and the feedback's been really good. So the thing that we had to pivot towards as we've put together the library of biking, swimming, and running was what can we do to activate people and kind of give them urgency and scarcity. And then we tie that into bringing new people in too. And I think you kind of see how this stacks. Existing members are like, oh, a new challenge? All right, I'm in. But we can use that leverage to bring in new people outside of her existing membership. I'm just so excited. It gives me chills telling you this. This is working out so well. So that's that one. Now let's go over here and take a look at how I've structured. As we've gotten so much content, we have, let me go back here, Health, Wealth, and Happiness Season 1, Business Internet Mastery Season 1. And then there's a course. Down here we have our monthly roundtables, the course, life course, all these different courses, 10-day Health, Wealth, and Happiness Challenge. So I just want you to be aware of the fact that these seasons can be part of a program where you don't have to be part of a mastery community, and they can be sold separately. So if you go into one of the seasons, it lives into the ambition. You start with starting from scratch, 3 questions, 7 areas, 10 needle movers, which are a big part of what the Wheel of Perspective is a big part of that. 3 steps to feel more free and 4 steps to reduce stress. 3 big takeaways from High Performance Academy, the 20 by 3 rule. What's that? Get in there. And so when I describe this in an offer, video, which we've got all the schematics for that laid out as we go to scale, I'll be talking about the emotional benefits of each of these and how you're going to be going through this journey. It's a journey, not a destination, for a possible monthly program promotion that isn't part of the community. Remember, the program doesn't include the interaction and the live work. Does that all make sense? So it's one real powerful way for you to leverage your existing work. And I've built that from day one with that in mind. Over here, as part of the coaching, as you probably know, if you're in the community, you've seen this, we have the 3 different segments to high performance coaching: the core sessions, the charge sessions, declarations. So here's the way those work. Each of those are their own products. The moment we're done with the declarations, we go back to the core. And in the moment that Brendan releases the next 12 sessions, there'll be a new product, and I'll start those for the people that left here. Does that make sense? So I just want you to see how the libraries work, what's inside this offer, the monthly training, the monthly coaching, the Q&As, just to kind of complete the puzzle. So if there's any questions of what we covered, please let me know. Please let me know if you're trying to structure this, trying to go after it, whatever it is for you, because you know this. I'm here to help you live purposefully, passionately, positively, productively. We know what the difference is, going after our life's work, and profitably too. So I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Rah!